Hello everyone, welcome once again to another React related tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about props in React. So earlier in the course, you watched the previous videos where we learned how to create something similar like this, where we are displaying images of a person. So here you can see this is a simple card, a customer card that we have created, and for every customer card we want to show customer name, customer address and customer image. So to do that, what we did is first we created inside the components we created a file called customer card. So this will not be needed. So we created a file called customer card.jsx. Inside customer card we created a div which we gave a bg primary, and you can see we have written customer name, we gave a image, and we also write wanted to write customer address. And then we created the customer css where for bg primary we can give some padding here also, let's say. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it in this frame so that you can see something. Okay, so let's say padding is 10 pixel. So this way we'll be able to see some information. Okay, so now it is good. Now inside the customer card we displayed all of this. Okay, and I think this part was clear to you from the previous lecture. Now before starting this lecture we want to see that inside the app.jsx we created these three customer cards. Okay, so if I remove one of them and press Ctrl S, you can see one card will be removed. And if I add one more, you will see that one card will be added. Okay, so this explains that this div, which has a class of container, is actually showing you this. Okay, I will share this entire code with you uh, in the video description, so you can copy from there. Now, what if we obviously these are going to be three different customers. Okay, so what I did is I added three different images, C1, C2, and C3. Let's say these are three customers, and I added these images in the assets folder. So I downloaded these three images from Canva, and I'm displaying them here. Okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to dynamically show data, and with the help of props. Props are arguments passed into React components, and props are passed to component via HTML attributes. Props stand for properties, that you have to understand. You will understand all of this in just a bit. So when you are here, okay, as it said, added to HTML by attribute. So for example, div class name. Class name is an attribute of div tag. So similarly, let's say we want to give this customer's name. So I am going to create an attribute called name, and I will say that name is John. Okay, let's say name is John. And similarly, I'm going to create an attribute here, name. Let's say name is Tina, and I'm going to create name. First, I will see something. Yeah, okay. So I'll say John, Mohan, and Tina. These are our three customers. So what I have done is I have written this. So let's say they're like their surname. John Doe, Mohan Sharma, Tina Jacks, whatever. So these are three customers. So their name, we have added one attribute here. Okay. Now we have to go into our customer card, and we have to open the customer card dot I will first. So we have to open the customer card, yes, and here when your customer card function is created, here you have to write props. Okay, So you will write props, and when you will write props, you will see that this prop is created. Obviously, this is declared but not used. And instead of customer name, okay, what we are going to do is we are going to write props dot name, because this is something that we created. Okay, when you will go here, you will see John Doe, Mohan Sharma, Tina Jacks. Okay, so this way you will be able to see their names and how their names are coming. Their names are coming from app.json because we declared this attribute. So this is what this props or property does. Similarly, we can define their address also. Okay, let's say address is New York, address is Lucknow, and address is, let's say, London. So these are address. And similar way, you will go to customer.jack, and here one more thing that I want to tell is, because image alt is also going to display the customer name. So here also we are going to use the prop.name. Instead of customer address, we are going to write this. So because it's a JavaScript component which we are displaying inside HTML, that's why the name of this file is JavaScript X or JavaScript XML, okay, which is going to display the HTML component. And here we are going to write props.address. Okay, these properties are custom, so you can create any property from there and display it. Now the tricky part is we have to display the images. So C1, C2 and C3 are the three images for these respective customers. So for that we will go to again app.jsx, and here we have to import those images first. So what I'm going to do, I will copy this code, because this code uh, yeah, this code will import image from there. So there are three images, so I'm going to write import c1 from this c1.jpg. Okay, similarly I'm going to write c2, and I'm going to write c3. There are some errors which we are going to fix. Just wait a bit. c1, c2 and c3. These are the name of our images. Let's see what the issue is. Declared. Just a minute. So what happens is, because when we are inside the customers folder, right? Customers folder. So and we have to go inside assets folder. So first we have to go, from this file we have to go to that level and then import, right? But here in app.jsx we just have to write it like this, dot forward slash. Okay, because from this app folder is outside, so we have to access something that is inside assets. So we don't have to go back, but we have to go forward. So this is how you can go forward in React. This is how you can go one folder back. What I mean here is, uh, I'm inside assets folder. Okay, so you can see the app.jsx has to go inside assets, but in components first we have to go back. When we will go back, then we will see assets, and then we have to go inside assets to import that. So this is something that is very basic to understand if you already have the knowledge of how to list files or how to merge files from different folders. This is a very basic thing. Now we are inside this folder. So we have imported three images. The names are C1, C2 and C3. And what I'm going to write is, we write C image, or let's say customer image, because I just want to tell that you can write something custom, but here you don't have to write it like this. Okay, because this is something we are already importing from somewhere, so you have to call the JavaScript and you have to use C1. Okay, similarly for this you have to use C2, and similarly for this you have to use C3. Okay, so this way three images are imported. Now let's go to customer card, and instead of obviously cast name will be this, we will, what we have to use is we have to use props dot c image. Okay, here you go. So this way you can see John Doe, New York, Mohan Sharma, Lucknow, Tina Jax, London. So this way you can simply see that in our customer card that we created previously, we have been able to load these images. Okay, and these images, the text, everything that we are getting is a dynamic thing, obviously not dynamically coming from any other data source, but dynamically coming from the app file. But at least if we are using three cards, so we are able to display three images. So you have to remember, props or properties are these attributes which you create based on what data you have to display. And these properties, when these are created here by, and their source, the customer card's source is this. Okay, so in the source you just have to write props here. So we are passing the parameter props, and then with that props dot name, props dot image, and props dot address you can use. So I guess you understood the tutorial. The code and everything will be shared in the video description from where you can get it. Thanks for watching the video. Let's see you in the next part.